Hi everyone, I'm continuing to learn the Leo programming language. Today we are going to talk about variables. This video is based on this article. You can find it on the Leo website. Now the material is more complicated, but I'll try to talk as much as I can about it. I found out that there is an Leo Studio. We can easily edit and run code in it. We can download this application from the official website. The installation is very simple. We open the application and write the name of our project. We see a very nice and convenient interface. Its location you see on the screen. If you don't know what is contained in these folders, you can watch my second video. So let's talk about variables. To create a variable you have to enter this text. A is the name of the variable. The letter denotes whether it's signed or unsigned, and the number denotes the size of the integer. So the type i8 is an 8-bit integer and a u32 is an unsigned 32-bit integer. 8 is the value of the variable. After 8 we also write u32. Leo will not default to an integer type. The definition of an integer must include an explicit type. Typecasting is not yet supported. Let's talk about another data type. Leo supports the traditional true or false Boolean values. The explicit bool type for booleans is statements is required. In this video we will make a short program where we will use these two types of variables. There are also more advanced variables type in Leo. I will now show you how to create them and read the definition in the documentation. Field elements. Leo supports the field type for the base field elements of the elliptic curve. These are unsigned integers below the modulus of the base field. They are created this way. We also specify the data type after the value of the variable. In this case, it's field. There are also group elements. At this point, I don't quite understand how they work. You can read the description on the screen. There are scalar elements. Leo supports the scalar type for scalar field elements of the elliptic curve subgroup. These are unsigned integers below the modulus of the scalar field. They are also created. To add an address, we can create a variable this way. We have learned the basic types of variables. Now I don't really understand how groups and scalar elements work, so let's get into practice. We will now create a program that will check if the balance is sufficient to make a transaction. That is, we will need to create three variables. The first variable is the balance of the wallet. The second variable is the amount we want to transfer. The third variable will be of Boolean type and will tell if the transaction is possible or not. Create a new project in Leo Studio. File New Leo project. Enter the name of the program. Actually, we don't need to do much modification of the program, which is already in Leo by default. Let's change it step by step. First, let's change the name and type of variables. The first variable is called balance and it's private. So we will remove the word public. The second variable is called transaction amount. It will also be private and of type U32. will return a variable of type boolean, so we make changes here. Now we have to create a boolean variable. Let's call this variable solution. Now we can assign any value to it. So I'm going to set it to false. This will make our code a little bit shorter. Now we have to use an if-else construct. If the balance is higher than the transaction amount, then the value of the solution variable is true, and we return the solution variable. Otherwise, we return the decision variable, which has a value of false. Now we need to change the input data. For example, the balance is 10 and the transaction amount is 3. So we should get the value true, that is, the transaction is possible. Let's save our project and run our program. Yes, everything works, the transaction is possible. If we change the value and the amount of the transaction is higher than the balance, then we will get a value of false. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.